What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back with another draft lottery rebuild, as we will be at the number 2 overall pick. As we know, the Charlotte Hornets landed it, and I think it's up for debate whether the Hornets will be taking Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson, but I did a poll yesterday and you guys voted for Scoot Henderson, so today we'll be doing a Charlotte Hornets Scoot Henderson Charlotte Hornets rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So for the Hornets, I basically think it's talent or fit. Brandon Miller is the better fit, but Scoot Henderson could potentially be the better talent, and then some people think Brandon Miller is the better talent. So depending on who you ask, you're probably going to find different opinions. But when it comes to the Charlotte Hornets, if we take a real quick look at the roster, of course, Lamelo Ball, Rozier, Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward on the last year of his contract. Mark Williams looked really good at the end of last year, so I do like him. Nick Richards, PJ Washington, Cody Martin, Dennis Smith Jr., Theo, and then the rest goes on. So obviously the first step is the staff signing stage, and I'm going to fill this out real quick. And obviously, well, I'm going to fill this out real quick, and then we'll just go. We're not going to do that. But then we'll just go ahead and draft Scoot Henderson, assuming obviously the Spurs take Victor Wembanyama. If they don't, then I'll obviously have to do some work, because we did a Victor Wembanyama Spurs rebuild yesterday. If you guys have not seen that just yet, it is on the channel. I did upload that yesterday, so I'm going to fill that out, and boom, let's go to draft night. So on draft night, of course, we're going to have the second overall pick in this draft, and I'm pretty sure, do we have another one in this draft? We have three second rounders, I should say. Okay, is there anyone I want to move before draft night? Well, assuming I'm going to take Scoot Henderson here, I do kind of have an idea of something I want to do, because I feel like this team is going to want to move on from a certain point guard, and there were some rumors in the past about them being interested in Terry Rozier, so this is something I am going to be considering at the start of this video. So I'm going to move Rozier to point guard, but let's go ahead and draft Scoot Henderson first. So Vic does go 1, so as planned, that's exactly what I wanted to see, and we'll be taking Scoot Henderson at 2. So Scoot Henderson, welcome to the team. You got Brandon Miller going 3, so that is exactly how we wanted it to go. And then we have some second round picks. We're going to have Sasser, James Najee. As long as we just maybe hit a little bit here, that'd be really nice. So I'm going to take him, and let's go ahead and grab Marcus Sasser as well. And is there anybody else I can get at the end of here? Daryl Holmes, I'll take him. So boom, just like that. I feel pretty good about the draft we just had. So let's go Henderson, Colby Jones, Marcus Sasser, and Daryl Holmes. I'm going to sign all 4 of them. Player options, Lamelo, of course, we're accepting. Book Knight, McGowan's, Kai Jones, and JT Thor will accept all those. And qualifying offers, Richardson and Washington are both free agents. I do have interest in bringing both of them back, but neither one of them I want to be starters next year, to be honest with you. Washington might be one just by default, but he's not somebody I'm looking to build around for the future, because he doesn't progress in 2K very much at all. So let's get straight to the Terry Rozier trade idea that I did have. Now that we have Scoot Henderson, I don't think it makes a ton of sense to have Rozier here anymore. So let's move Terry Rozier for a guy that I think could make some sense. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. So initially I was gonna do that Chris Paul Terry Rozier trade idea, but then I thought about it. I would love to walk away with a first-round pick for Terry Rozier. Phoenix doesn't have a lot to offer. We would be doing Phoenix a favor by taking on Chris Paul's contract. We get off of it a year earlier, which would have been the incentive. We get out of Rozier's contract earlier, but honestly, for me, now that we have Scoot Henderson and obviously Lamelo, I don't know if I really want Chris Paul here as well. So instead, I'm gonna be talking about the Clippers. We can get Brandon Boston and a first-round pick for Rozier. Morris's contract's expiring, so that's going to be great. And obviously, the Clippers are still going to be looking to compete, it sounds like. So I'm going to offer this. They do not agree to that right away, but if I threw a second, they want 3 seconds. Amir Coffee, that's fine. We get a first round pick for Terry Rozier. That's what I wanted to accomplish. So obviously now that is taken care of, Scoot Henderson and LaMelo Ball will be our backcourt. And either way, they both go down, but I mean, it's not gonna really matter too much. I guess I'll move LaMelo to shooting guard since he's 6'7", and Scoot Henderson will be the point guard. But you know, both of them obviously will be handling the ball a little bit. So Hayward is probably someone I won't be able to get rid of, but I do like the idea of Brandon Boston being here. I don't know if he'll turn into anything for us, but I do like him. And then Mark Williams, of course, will be the starting center. I want to bring back Nick Richards, and then Washington, I'm probably going to have to bring him back as well. But I'm just glad we were able to get something from Rozier. Again, I was thinking about the Chris Paul idea, but then the more I thought about it, the more I didn't really want to do it. So I'm kind of glad we walked away with at least a first-round pick. So let's go ahead and get the two guys we were talking about back. So Washington, $14 million. I don't want to just lose him for nothing. Even if we don't keep him, I'm probably just going to sign him here. And then we'll wait on Richards, who apparently I don't have his bird rights on. Kelly Oubre, I don't think I'll be bringing him back either. So let's just literally sign PJ Washington. I think that's going to be it. We don't have cap space, it looks like. So I'm just going to sign Washington to I guess we had a little bit of cap space, but not a ton. So I'm going to sign Washington to his deal, get that taken care of. And then I'm hoping I can get Nick Richards back as well as a backup center. And should let me, maybe? No, it won't let me, actually. Okay, interesting. So I can't sign Richards back for some reason. I'm not sure why that would be, but I can match it. Okay, I guess that works. So we got him back, how I wanted to. But regardless, the roster right now is not very good. It's just not. But we have a foundation here with LaMelo and Scoot Henderson, so something we could be really excited about going forward. I'm glad we were able to get rid of Rozier. That frees up a ton of room in this backcourt. Gordon Hayward went down in overall. Of course, I would love to move Gordon Hayward as well. Just not really somebody I want to have on the roster, but he's literally on the last year of his contract, so it's not like we're desperate to get rid of him. So at the deadline, if there is a move to be made with him, maybe I'll do it, but probably just wait till the offseason because I'm not sure if there's a ton of teams lining up for services. But on expiring, obviously we could go get some bad money, maybe like the initial contract I'm thinking of is like maybe go get Ben Simmons, but I don't really want Ben Simmons on this team either. So let's go take a look at our rotation though. Backcourt of LaMelo and Scoot Henderson is going to be very, very interesting. I really am curious to see how this is going to go. So starting five is Henderson, LaMelo, Gordon Hayward, Washington, Mark Williams, Richards, Martin, Theo, and then Brandon Boston. So initially, the three that I have locked in for the rest of this video is Henderson, LaMelo, and Mark Williams 100%. I'm probably going to do some mentorship things as well. I don't know if there's a center. No, there's no center that can really mentor Mark Williams, but that's okay. So we're just going to go ahead and roll with it. We'll see how things go. And hopefully by the end of the season, we just show a little bit of promise. I'm not expecting to be the playoffs or anything, but just a little bit of promise would be nice. The biggest takeaway this season, Scoot Henderson won Rookie of the Year. That's awesome. Not a lot to like from this season. We were really, really bad, but we're going to get another lottery pick, which is amazing. Obviously, we very much need it. So we're not in the playoffs. We were terrible, but if we take a look at the player stats, 25 from Scoot Henderson, 24 from LaMelo. We'll have to re-sign him this offseason. And then Mark Williams with 10 and 9 and 2 blocks. So obviously, these three are locked in my starting five. We definitely need some better forwards. So Gordon Hayward will be off our books entirely. Washington, where you're signed to him, I would love to keep him just as a bench piece for the rest of the video, probably. Richards is a nice bench piece as well. And then McGowan's, I even gave McGowan some minutes as well. I actually had him start over Hayward down the stretch. So I probably should have done that from the beginning, but it is what it is. So let's simulate the playoffs and let's go ahead and see who's going to win a championship. And then we got a lottery ahead of us. So we got New Orleans beating Phoenix, you got Houston and Boston, and you got the Celtics beating the Rockets in 6 games. Retirements, Chris Paul does retire, so I would have traded for him last offseason, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. We got that first round pick instead. Let's go straight to the lottery, though. This is going to be very, very important. So as far as the lottery process is concerned, we are projected the #1 overall pick. So let's just watch this lottery. This is going to be a very important one for our future. If we can add a really good forward to this team, that's just going to be amazing. Obviously, there's some guards in this draft, but at this point, or even Matt Buzela, I think you guys literally taught me how to say it yesterday. I already forgot. But whatever. So Oklahoma City, number 12. Let's see if everything just stays the same so far. I almost want to skip this just because I feel like this is going to be a long rebuild, but I feel like it's better luck when you watch it. So the Knicks just jumped on the top 4, I think. Yeah, okay, that might be a bad sign for us. Let's just see what happens. We ended up with 2. Okay, pick 2 is fine. We got 2nd overall pick, and then I think that's it. So we have the 2nd overall pick, so we can easily add a forward to this team. Matt would be awesome as well if we could add him to this team. I know I just drafted him yesterday, which is why I'm going to be hesitant to do it again. So hopefully he just goes #1, so I don't even have to think about that. But regardless, I'm feeling really good. Feeling really good about what we just walked away with. We'll grab Donald Cameron as a shot doctor. I almost want to fire Steve Clifford if there's better options here, just because I never liked it when Charlotte hired him anyway. But if there's no better options, maybe I don't do so. Like Jack Vaughn could be interesting. I feel like he's done a great job, or he did a great job in Brooklyn up until obviously things changed there. But would he be much better than Steve Clifford is the question. I think so. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and fire Steve Clifford. I'm going to hire a new head coach, and I'll see you guys on draft night to draft our brand new forward to the roster. On draft night, I'm also going to be trading Cody Martin for a second round pick just to simply dump his money. I don't think he'll turn into anything for us, so just get something for him. Let's jump in, though. Let's see what happens. So Matt does go to the New York Knicks. We don't have to draft him, which is great because I just took him in the last video. So we have a couple options here. We have Justin Edwards. We have Zachary. We have Xavier Booker, who I'm not going to draft this time because I feel like we already have Mark Williams, and I think that'd be an awkward fit. Zachary or Justin Edwards. I know Justin Edwards is always pretty disappointing. There's like Grant Nelson and Amari, but I think I'm going to take Zachary. 80 overall, 19 years old. I think he'd fit exactly what we need, and he'll be our brand new forward next to our two guards. So I felt really good about that selection, and we had a late second round pick, which is probably not going to matter, so I'm just going to escape this. So we had another talent, which is amazing. Obviously, we could have drafted Justin Edwards, but KJ Evans would have been cool. Either way, I'm feeling really good. So we're going to sign Zachary. I'm not going to sign my second round pick. Player options: Mark Williams, Book Knight, Kai Jones, Sasser, and JT Thor. Do I want to decline any of these is the question, because I don't know if Kai Jones will ever turn anything for us. Sasser will accept. JT Thor, I'm going to decline all of these, actually. I feel like Book Knight, Jones, and JT Thor have just been failed experiments at this point. So I'm going to move on from all of them. Why not? Qualifying offers: Brandon Boston, Lamelo. We're going to try to bring both of them back. We got Boston in return for Rozier. So if Brandon Boston can turn into a backup guard, that's amazing. Hayward, I'm not re-signing. Obviously, that is not happening. McGowan's I want to bring back. I think he can turn into something for us. So we have cap space as well. So I'm going to get McGowan's back, and I want Brandon Boston back as well. So let's go ahead and find him. And then once we get Lamelo re-signed, we can kind of see what names are left to potentially bring in. I know Charlotte's not a huge free agency destination, but if we can sign Brandon Boston to a nice little deal as well, bring him back, that's going to be amazing. So Brandon Boston, McGowan's, we're renouncing Hayward, obviously, and Lamelo should eventually get an offer. And then unfortunately, yeah, Lamelo is getting a 4-year offer from the Raptors, and we're getting Brandon Boston back as qualifying offer. And that should leave us with a little bit of money, $9 million off from signing like us a bonus if we wanted to. But look at the roster right now. We have Henderson, Sasser, we have Lamelo, Brandon Boston, we have McGowan, Zachary, we have PJ Washington, we have Mark Williams, Nick Richards. So right now, I need a starting power forward. That's exactly what we need, a backup point guard as well, and we should be good. So if we can get a backup 4, that would be awesome. Vanderbilt would make a ton of sense. Bring in another guy that can play some defense alongside our two guards right now. Although I would worry about the spacing. I feel like Henderson will continue to develop his three-point shot, though, so maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much. Zachary's got a B+ three-pointer already. Mark Williams, of course, is not going to shoot, but Washington off the bench can. I don't know. Do I want to sign Vanderbilt? Just throw all my chips on Jared Vanderbilt, or is there someone else that might make way more sense to, go for? I don't know. Bay also is a stud in the simulation always, if I can go for him, but he's asking for a little too much money for my liking. Vanderbilt just doesn't progress that much where I almost don't want to do it. And then got Jaden McDaniels, who's asking for 19.8. I mean, stealing Jaden McDaniels from Timberwolves would be amazing. We obviously used to have his brother, so that would be, and he's asking for a really cheap offer. So I feel like Minnesota's going to match this, but the most I can offer him is 4 years, 19.8. So I'm going to go ahead and try that. If Minnesota doesn't match it, then I feel really good, and we can get him in here, and they don't match. So we get Jaden McDaniels as our brand new our power forward. So McDaniels is our brand new power forward, which I absolutely love. We needed a 4, so I'm feeling good about that. So McDaniels is going to fit perfectly for what we need. So now we have our starting 5 of Henderson, Lamelo, Zachary, Jaden McDaniels as a nice 3-and-D wing with Washington backing him up, and Williams and Richards. And then we got McGowan's, Brandon Boston. Going to be banking on them to progress as much as we can. And then Marcus Sasser. Maybe I should bank on just getting one more player just to be safe. Maybe get a Delano Banton at 24 years old, just in case Sasser's not ready to play. So we'll go for that, and I think that's going to be it. So that is going to be our offseason. I feel really good about how that just went. Let's go to player progression. Of course, Scoot should hit a stride. He's up to an 86. McDaniels up to an 82. Williams is up. You got Brandon Boston, Banton, and McGowan's all developing, which is an amazing sight to see. I don't know if we'll be a play-in team yet. I think we're going to get closer and closer. Obviously, Lamelo and Henderson are just so good in the 2K simulation. You could probably almost expect that eventually you're going to be a play-in team. So I would not be surprised at all if this team got to the play-in this next year. But let's go look at this rotation. So taking a real quick look at it, Power carry lands is number 7. So yeah, we definitely could be a team this year that's in the play-in. So Henderson, Lamelo as the backcourt, Zachary, McDaniels, Mark Williams, Richards, Washington, Banton, and Brandon Boston, and then McGowan. So proficiency is going to be a 4-star pace in the space, and I think that's gonna be the best pace or best proficiency we can run. So unfortunately, I did not get Jack Vaughn. I had to settle for Brian Russell. I should have waited another year because I think the head coaching pool next year is a lot better. It is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and summate this season, though. We'll see how we do. What is Zachary's shot tendency out of the gate? I'm curious. It is a 44. No wonder why he sucks right away. Let's fix that. So I'm going to boost this up a little bit. I want him to come in and hit his stride right away if possible. So if he can be really good for us right away, that would be phenomenal. So I'm going to go something like that. I'll see you guys at the end of season number 2. At the end of the season, we honestly just missed out on the play-in tournament, but it's a good sign to at least see our rookie made an all-rookie first team averaging 14 points per game. So that's a good sign at the very least. But if we go take a look at the player stats for the season, you had 26 from Scoot Henderson, 25 from Lamelo with 11 assists, Zach with 14, 9 from McDaniels, 8 from Mark Williams, and 8 from Richards, and 8 from Brandon Boston. We ended up finishing at 39 and 42, I believe, or 40 and 42. My apologies. My math was wrong, but 40 and 42. Just barely missed out on the play-in tournament. So as you can see, we're definitely hitting the right direction. So let's go ahead and see who's going to win a championship real quick. And we got a huge offseason ahead of us. You got Portland almost getting out of the second round, Atlanta and Utah, and you're going to have the Hawks beat the Jazz in 5. And of course, in this offseason, our lottery pick is once again protected. Lottery protected, I should say. And the Spurs were projected pick 11 via the Spurs, which is obviously us. So let's go ahead and see if that jumps up. And it does not. It is pick 11. That is fine. So we got the 11th overall pick, so we can add another player through this lottery if we wanted to. So staff signing, Brian Russell. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of good head coach options, I think, this offseason. So I almost want to fire Russell, even though I honestly should probably just keep him. He did a great job last year. So whatever, let's go straight to draft night. And I'm almost wanting to make a big trade almost just because like we're literally on the cusp of being really good. Henderson and Lamelo are going to be phenomenal. McDaniels, I really like him as starting 4. And then Zachary, I do wonder if he'll progress enough where I want to make my move next year. 14 points, 6 rebounds, shot 33% from 3. Should only keep getting better, so I don't think I should move on from him, anything like that. But Banton and Washington, I wonder if I could combine them and get like a really good 6-man on this team. I'm going to consider it and see if there's anyone that I can snag for that much money. Decided not to make any trades. Instead, I'm just going to select AJ Johnson. We got ourselves another backup point guard. I'm pretty sure he's really good out of this draft, if I'm not mistaken. He's a 73 overall, so I'm thinking of Trey Johnson. Well, that's an L. Regardless, though, we got AJ Johnson. I mean, worst case scenario, we can use him in a trade. So AJ Johnson, welcome to Charlotte. Player options, Henderson and Williams will accept. Qualifying offers, Sasser, Brandon Boston. I definitely have interest in bringing both of them back. I'm really happy that we've been able to progress Boston into a role player. Obviously, he's been kind of deep in the bench for the Clippers, so it's cool to see him get an opportunity here. We don't have any money to sign anyone, so the only thing, the Richards I'm going to bring back, though. Richards I'm bringing back, and then Brandon Boston I want to bring back as well. So if we can do that, that's going to be the main thing I want to do, and then we'll go from there. So Brandon Boston, I don't know how much he's asking for. If he's asking for like an absolute bag, then that's going to be tough to, obviously come up with. But was he a shooting guard or a point guard? I don't even remember at this point. So he's shooting guard. 9 million. We have his bird rights, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring him back. We have him locked up, and we got a lot of good bench pieces on some really good salaries. So that's good. Now, like I said earlier, I still want to try to get like a really good bench piece. I feel like we're a 6-man away from being really, really good. So if we can do that, and Zachary's going to progress, McDaniel's going to be a really good 4, and Mark Williams is going to progress, Henderson's going to go up, I feel like we're literally ready to be a playoff team next year. If I can execute a really good trade for a 6-man, I'm feeling good. I literally could not make a trade happen. The guy I was trying to go for primarily was Cameron Johnson, and the Nets just were not budging on him. So unfortunately, they just wanted a little too much for him. So instead, we're just going to be running it back with what we have currently. Sasser is up 3 overall. I probably will revisit the idea of making a trade at the trade deadline for a 6-man because I really like the roster currently. But like I mentioned, I think if we can get like a really good score off the bench, we're going to be like potentially contender. I know that sounds crazy, but 2K loves LaMelo and they love Henderson, or at least this draft class does. So I think we definitely could be that. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Power King's going to land us at 4. We have Zachary, who didn't move, which is really disappointing, to be honest with you. But Henderson, LaMelo, Zachary, McDaniels, Mark Williams, Nick Richards, Washington, Banton, and Brandon Boston, and Marcus Sasser. And then we have, let's go 9-man rotation. So we have some depth. And then proficiency, we're 4-star pace in space again. And then I guess the one thing I should do is I should go to Zachary Not Lamelo. Sorry. Not Lamelo. Let's go Zachary and try to get him some badges. And we'll go ahead and have like McDaniels, I guess. Mentor him if we can. So like catch and shoot, comeback kid, and guard up or something like that. That'd be awesome. Let's see if that'll work out for us. I'll see you guys at the trade deadline, where hopefully we make a big move to push us in contention. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to revisit the idea of Cameron Johnson. The Nets suck now, so hopefully they're willing to accept this a little bit more. So Cameron Johnson, he's shooting 11 points on 40% from 3. I think he'd be amazing off the bench for us. I'm offering Washington in a first, and they do agree. Just like that, we have our brand new backup 4. So Cameron Johnson is going to be perfect for exactly what I wanted. He's also up to an 82 overall, so it's a 4 overall upgrade from PJ Washington. So now starting 5 is still the same, of course, with Johnson being our brand new 6-man in Charlotte, and I really like our bench. So Boston, Banton, Richards, Cameron Johnson, Williams, McDaniels, Zachary, Lamelo, and Scoot Henderson. So let's go ahead. 34-21 on the season so far. Hopefully we can keep it up. We have Lamelo Ball on All-NBA first team and Scoot Henderson on All-NBA second team, which I love to see. And for the first time in this video, we have made the playoffs as the 3rd seed in the East. So if we go ahead, look at these stats. Lamelo with 30 and Scoot Henderson with 31, 31 and 10, 30 and 11. That is amazing. Zachary with 16, which I love to see. McDaniels with 11, 11 from Cameron Johnson, and then 9 and 9 from Mark Williams with 2 blocks, which is exactly what I want from him. Brandon Boston with 7, 7 from Nick Richards, and a 5 from Lano Banton. So overall, I'm feeling really good about the roster we've thrown together here in Charlotte. Now, is it going to lead to anything? So that is the question. Of course, Miami just won game 1 yesterday over Boston. I love the addition of Josh Hart in Miami. I'm really hoping we do not lose to playoff Jimmy, but as we know, playoff Jimmy is a different animal. So somebody current round against Miami. We're up 2-1, 3-1, and we beat them in 5. One thing I know for sure is Lamelo and Henderson are just overpowered in 2K, but there's another team that is overpowered, and that is Atlanta. They no longer have Capella. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but looking at their team, they're very, very good. So Atlanta is going to be a tough matchup, but here we go. Game 1, we're up 1-0. We actually blew them out really badly. 40 and 30 combined for 70. So if these guys can keep it up, and then Zachary had 21. So our big 3 combined for 91 points, which is amazing. Game 2, up 2-0. So far, so good. 35 and 10, 33 and 11. Can we go up 3-0? Yes, we can. We beat them by 2. 38-37. Lamelo and Henderson are a cheat code. It is what it is. We beat them in 4. If we can sweep Atlanta, well, Cleveland's another animal too, so I can't go too far with that. But the fact that we're able to sweep Atlanta is a good sign. They didn't even get a game on us, but now we get Cleveland without Donovan Mitchell, which is an even better sign. So the fact is our first time in the playoffs, and we might be able to punch our ticket to the finals is such a good sign. Game 1, we're down 1-0 though. Okay, fair enough. Game 2, we even it up. 124 to 121. 48 from Garland. Did not matter. 34 and 16 from Lamelo. Game 3, 2-1 lead for them. Game 4, 3-1. And this is where we come to an end. 3-2. Okay, we can push it to game 7 potentially. We're down 3-1. Let's go to an 8-man rotation. Let's go 8-man rotation. Let's play our 8 best players, and let's see if that can lead us to winning this game. Let's see what happens. Cleveland, Charlotte. We're down right now, but we get the lead back. This is game 6, so we can push this back to Cleveland. Uh-oh, very close game, very close game. Wow, overtime? Are we going to lose? We lose, damn. 110 and 108, but that's okay. We got here, and we got all the way to these Cards finals. So all we need to do now, Brandon Miller with the Blazers, got them all the way. They got Davion Mitchell, Shaedon Sharp, Brandon Miller, but they got all the way to the finals, and the Cavs win the championship. So, obviously, first time in the playoffs and for a while, and we got all the way to the East Conference Finals, which is a good sign for going forward. So I'm going to go ahead and run it back. Another year, I'm bringing everybody back, and we'll see if the results will be different next year. So this season, both Henderson and Lamelo made All-NBA first team. That's actually insane to make it both on the same team. They both make it. That's a W to see. Regardless, though, all defensive team for Lamelo as well, joining his brother there. Obviously, if I could have gotten Lonzo here, it would have been cool, but wouldn't make sense with Scoot Henderson. So 33 from Henderson with 11 assists. 27 and 12 from Lamelo, and then 15 and 6 from Zachary. His efficiency has gone up just a little bit. 9 from Cameron Johnson, 9 from McDaniels, 7 from Boston, 7 and 9 and 2 blocks from Mark Williams, and 7 from AJ Johnson, who got some opportunity this year, and then 6 and 8 from Richards off the bench with a block and a half. So overall, huge W. We get the Knicks in round 1, who do have Matt Bouze. I can't even say the damn name. I'm sorry, boys. You guys are going to definitely roast me for that. But regardless, New York has put together a roster, man. They got Brogdon, Matt, RJ, Julius Randle, Claxton, and Desmond Bane. Wow. Bane's making 21 million. Claxton is making 2 million. Of course he is. Randle, of course, still on his contract. RJ is on the last year. Matt's on a rookie. And then Brogdon. Wow, the Knicks have put together a good roster. I really hope we don't lose to an 8th seed, but they have a really good roster. So, somebody current round, and if we lose to the freaking 8th seed, bro. Why is that a team, bro? Like, why on earth is that even a roster? That literally just grinds my gears, man. Okay. Do I run it back again? Yes. That's a fluke. I don't care. I feel like I just hate it when I lose an 8th seed, man. Like, that's such a stupid 8th seed as well. Like, Clax is not signed for $2 million. All right, whatever. I'm running it back one more year. That's it. One more year. We got the first seed in the Eastern Conference. If we take a look at the player stats for this season, 31 for Lamelo, 29 and 11. So this is it right here. If we lose, we lose. In round one, we get the Indiana Pacers. They have Anthony Black, Halliburton, Josh Hart, Grant Williams, Miles Turner, AJ Griffin, Ousmane Deng. And this is what we're looking like currently with Henderson, Lamelo, Zachary McDaniels, Mark Williams, Richards, Cameron Johnson, AJ Johnson. So if I lose an 8th seed again, I'm out. Somebody current round, and we are going to sweep them. Thank you. I don't know why that happened last year, but now we get Boston. They have Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Porter Jr., Jason Tatum, Patrick Williams, Robert Williams. Actually, a pretty good team in Boston. So I'm giving them respect and go game by game here. 128 to 108. Game 2, they even it up. Fair enough. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, we even it up. Game 5, please win it. 3-2, beat them in 6. Game 7 in second round. All right. Boston, please get out of my way. Why is there so many good teams, man? There's just been way too many good teams that I've ran into. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. Game 7 in Charlotte. We have the lead, but they take it back. We have it. Can we keep it, though? And we are going to beat them. Wow, that was close. That was really close. But we do beat them, and we escape out of the second round. And now I get Toronto, who have Shea and Anthony Edwards as a backcourt. Okay. I have accepted my fate. We lost. Somebody current round, and our backcourt is better, I guess. We get the Oklahoma City Thunder, Scoot Henderson, Lamelo versus Dillingham and Giddey. So Shea, of course, was in Toronto. They have Xavier Booker, Chet, Justin Edwards as a front court, though, with Cameron Boozer off the bench. So let's go game by game. Game 1, we're down 1-0. Game 2, down 2-0. Fair enough, unless we even it up here. We do not, and we're going to lose in 5. Game 6, do we win it? We're here, boys. Game 7 in Charlotte to win a championship to end the video. Can we do it? Lamelo and Scoot over this superior Thunder roster. Can we do it? We have the lead right now. Just don't blow it. We got this. We have the lead, and I think we did it. Unless, they're coming back. Whoa. Did we do it? Did we do it? We did it. I think we did it. Did we? Yeah, let's go, baby. We won a championship. 50 and 14 from Scoot Henderson. 34 and 8 from Lamelo. So we were able to win a championship to end the video. I was a little worried we weren't going to, but overall, this was the final product of the roster. Lamelo, Henderson, McDaniels, Mark Williams, Zachary. Felt really good about what we threw together. Hope you boys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys in the next one. Tomorrow will be at you with the Blazers rebuild. And I still don't know how I'm going to approach that one. I'll probably post a community tab poll for you guys to vote on how you guys want to see me approach that one. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, this Crushables, I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.